Hi everybody, it's Logan from Hidden Villa. I was just about to film a video for you all when my boss came out and gave me the shopping list of things I have to go get and told me I have to get them right away. So let's take a look at what's on this list. Mosquito repellent, shampoo, fishing bait, coffee, dice for playing games, a scrub brush for cleaning stuff, flour, I guess for baking or making cakes or pancakes. So where should I go to get these things? So you might have said something like a grocery store would be a good place to buy these things, or maybe a big store like Target and Walmart, and you're right. But I don't feel like driving all the way into town. In fact, I know how to get these things from the woods right around us. And if I lived here 1,000 years ago, and believe it or not, there were people that lived here 1,000 years ago, they couldn't go to a store just to buy these things. They had to find them themselves and make them themselves. And I'm talking about the Ohlone Native Americans who lived here and still live here. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go shopping in the woods. So follow me, we'll get all the things on my list. So our first stop on our shopping trip is the bay tree aisle. This tree right here, the bay tree, can give us two things on our shopping list. First off, its leaves. If I were to pick one of these, thank you tree. If I were to pick this, and I did, and if I were to smell it, it smells really good to me. But if I were a mosquito or a fly, this smells really bad. And so I could rub this on my clothes or on my skin and it keeps the mosquito away. So this is the mosquito repellent tree. But also this tree makes seeds called bay nuts. And some people like coffee because it gets them energized. And these nuts aren't the same thing as coffee, but they do the same thing. It gets your heart beating really fast. And so we could grind these up and dry them out and put them in hot water, and then we got coffee. Also, it's not on our shopping list, but a leaf of this, if you put it in a soup or a pot of spaghetti sauce, it makes it taste really good. So some people call it the spaghetti tree. Let's see what else we can find. So next up on our shopping list is shampoo and a scrub brush. And amazingly, the same plant can give us both those things. It's this plant right here, which has the perfect name. It's called soap root. So what you can do is you can dig out the root, and the root is really fibrous. And if you prepare it correctly, it can be a scrub brush. But also, if I were to cut this open, there'd be this milky white stuff inside, and that can be used as soap or shampoo. So I'm gonna dig some out right now, and then you'll be able to see it in just a moment. So here's a soap root that's been pulled out of the ground and dried off. And see, could actually make a pretty good brush. So that's our scrub brush. So this amazing tree right here is an oak tree. And oak trees are some of the most important trees in the forest. Not the least because they can give us really good and nutritious food if we know how to prepare it. So these acorns right here, if we were to grind them up and prepare them with a lot of water, we could make something like an acorn soup or acorn flour or bread, and it's really nutritious. And the Ohlone use these a lot. It's their main food, and it was their main food. So the oak trees can give people a lot of really good food if you know how to prepare them. Please don't run outside and eat acorns. And it's not from this tree, but another tree that grows around here, the walnut tree, can give us fun. These walnuts can be used for dice and were used for some pretty fun games that you can play too. You're probably wondering how walnuts can be used for dice. Let me show you. We'll play a game. You'll notice that there is a flat side to the walnut and a round side. And so I have 5 walnuts in my hand. I'll shake them up and I want you to guess how many you think will land flat side up, between 1 and 5. Got your number? If you guessed 4, you nailed it. One more time, think of another number. Between 1 and 5. 1. It's pretty fun. So there's only one more item on our shopping list, fishing bait. And believe it or not, we're gonna get it from a tree too. This is a buckeye tree, which doesn't have any leaves right now. It's just about to start growing them. But in the fall, it drops these really big seeds called buckeyes. And there's a chemical in these buckeyes that fish don't like. In fact, it knocks them out. If we were to break up these buckeyes and toss them in a pond, then once that chemical seeped out, it would knock out the fish and they would float to the top, or we could just scoop them up. So not as fun as regular fishing, but these buckeyes can be pretty good fishing bait. So we've got everything on our list. All the stuff that's in my basket is what's called a renewable resource. It comes back with enough time. Next year, there will be more bay trees and more buckeye nuts, and it'll all be here. And in fact, that's how the Ohlone Native Americans and people have been able to live in the Bay Area for at least 10,000 years, by using resources that come back every year, every season, however so often, as long as we give them enough time and we take care of them. I'm Logan from Hidden Villa, and that's what's good in the woods.